Hi everyone, it's Al. I've had a few inquiries on what to do if your boiler is kettling and making strange noises, and also with inefficient systems and radiators that are not getting very hot, or you find they're hot at the top and cold at the bottom. So what's causing it? Basically, it's sludge and rust and iron oxide build up. If you're in a hard water area, especially, you will find the kettling and the banging is usually from hard water, although it can happen from soft as well if the sludge is bad. So what you've got in your system is a build up of iron oxide sludge, and this has got to be cleaned out basically. Now, rather than just put an inhibitor in there, I would recommend a cleaner first. The one I like is Sentinel. It's a deposit remover, and it's really good stuff. So if you've got an F&E tank system with a hot water cylinder, conventional boiler, it's fairly simple. Up in the loft, tie the ball valve up, because you've got to go up there anyway. Tie the ball cock up, drain your radiator system down, drain your boiler right out. You find a drain valve downstairs somewhere. If you haven't got one, I've got a video on how to drain it through a radiator if you can't find one. Okay, it's on my channel. Drain it all out and go around all the radiators at the top and the bottom and open the air valves and let the air in so that every drop of water is gone from your system. Okay, when that hose stops running, you know you've got it all. Okay, shut the drain valve off, shut all the air cocks on the radiator valves back down, go back in your loft with your bottle of Sentinel deposit remover and pour it in the F&E tank. Okay, then untie your ball cock and let it fill up. Let the system fill up, bleed all your radiators, and then run your system as normal. Now, you may find it might clear and stop the noises in a couple of days. It might take a week or two. Okay, but just leave it in there and leave it running. But one thing we don't do is leave it in there permanently. Okay, after a week or two, as soon as you're happy the noises have gone and it's performing much better, then we drain it out again. So what you've got to do then, obviously, back up in the loft, tie the ball valve up again and empty the system as before, as I've told you before, and then when it's all drained, what I would do, rather than put your inhibitor in then, is to keep it flushing. So what is a good idea to clean the stuff right out, I've found, is to leave the actual ball valve running in. So empty it all out first and then untie the ball cock when it's all stopped and let the valve run in the tank and just let it run and leave the drain valve open down the bottom and flush it through, and then shut the drain valve for say 10-20 minutes and let it fill up gradually, and then open the drain valve again and let it all go. Do this a few times so that the clean water is rushing through the system and cleaning all of the cleaner out, because we want it all out of your system. Okay, so just shut the drain valve, let it fill for 5 minutes again, leave the ball valve running, and then open it again and let it all drain out again and keep it running. Do that for about half an hour. Give the system a good flush through with clean water. When that's done, okay, and you're happy, shut the drain valve off, shut the valve off up in the loft, tie it up, and then put your inhibitor in. If you want to stick with Sentinel, they do X100, which is their inhibitor, or you can put Fernox in, which is my other favourite inhibitor, into your F&E tank. Fill the tank up again, undo the valve, let it fill up, bleed your system, and job done. You're all back to normal and you should find it all works okay. If you've got a Combi boiler, slightly different to do. You haven't got to turn anything off, obviously. Just empty your radiators out, find your drain valve, empty it out, open all your bleed valves as before with the other system so everything is gone. Okay, and all you've got to do then to add your inhibitor is find the nearest rad to your boiler, the nearest one. It may be a kitchen one. A lot of boilers are put in the kitchen, or it may be the next adjoining room. Find the radiator and just take the plug out of one end of a radiator or the bleed valve if needs be. Now, there won't be any water in it because you'd have drained it out. And then just get a funnel, a small funnel like the type you get from a garage, and put a bit of hose on it and feed it into that hole of the radiator. Okay, and put your cleaner straight in the funnel so it goes into that radiator. Okay, once it's in there, replace your plug and repressurise your system. Okay, bleed all the radiators as normal and get your pressure up to a bar, 1.5 bar, somewhere where you normally have it. And once you're happy with it, run it again, run the system, and again, you know, once the noises cease and once it's quietened down and the system seems a lot more efficient and your cold spots in the rads have gone, which could be a couple of days, it could be a week, but whatever it is, when you're happy with it, then shut your system down again, and as before with the F&E system, drain it all out. Okay, empty everything. When it's all out and empty, shut your bleed valves, your rads off again, and turn the pressure back on, turn the feed valve on to the filling loop, you know, and you all know where that is, I'm sure. There's a filling loop to your boiler, you'll see it. Fill it in and leave it running and let it flush through the system. And again, you could shut your drain valve, let it fill up a bit, and then open the drain valve again, and what it's doing is flushing the system through. You could let it fill up to the upstairs radiators if you want as well, which would be a good idea. Let it fill right up and then drain it out again. Let it fill up and let it drain out again. Do that 2 or 3 times to clean the cleaner right out the system. And when you're pretty happy that it's pretty much out, then you can put your inhibitor in, drain it right down again, and as before with the hose and the funnel, just fill your Sentinel X100 in there, or your Fernox, whichever inhibitor you prefer. Pour it straight into the radiator, which will be empty because you've drained it. Make sure your drain valve is off at this time because you're going to fill it up once and for all. And pour your Sentinel in, and then put your plug back in. Turn the drain off and repressurise your system, okay, through the filling loop. Repressurise it back up, and obviously you know the routine. As you're filling it, the pressure will drop as the air comes out of the radiators, so the pressure will drop. You'll have to keep on repressurising until every radiator is full, and the pressure is at between 1 and 1.5 bars. And when all that's done, you can run your system and you should be all hunky-dory. In fact, you'll save a lot of money, because if your system's more efficient, the more money you save as well on running costs. So it's a good tip for that as well anyway. So that's about it. Any more questions, you can always put a query on there, and you can always go to my website if you want a more personal sort of inquiry to do with a heating or plumbing problem. You all know my site address there. So that's about it. Thanks very much for watching, and Derriton33, all my heating, plumbing and DIY type videos. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Thanks very much. Bye bye.